Richard McCormick, Georgia Congressman, also serving on the House Foreign Affairs Committee and the Armed Services Committee. Great to have you in today, Dr. McCormick.
Great to be with you today. Thanks.
So Georgia is obviously a huge win for Trump today, but also the breaking news. I'd like to get your reaction. Judge McAfee dismissed 6 of the charges in Trump's election case. That's your home state. Those are your constituents. What do you make of that? And also the potential that Fani Willis this week could be actually booted from the case as well by this Judge McAfee. Do you know him at all personally, too?
I don't know him personally, but I will say he made a just ruling in this case. He talked about the paper-thin application of the prosecution. In other words, you have to have more substance in those 6 that he dismissed. He still has 3 major charges as well on fraud, defrauding the government, and also on making false statements. I think he'll win on those too. But having Fani off this makes total sense. If you look at how she's been corrupted, her character has been besmirched by herself, really, in her actions. I think this will all play itself out the way it's supposed to, and I think he'll win this case.
And what a win he had in Georgia last night. I'd like to talk about another story. There was a big vote today, which you were a part of. You voted in favor in the House to ban TikTok here in the United States. The final vote was 352-65. Now, we know the vote may face a roadblock when it hits the Senate. But talk to us about the importance of banning TikTok. I know, at least now, if your kids are on it and they're over 18, this takes over the debate on why they shouldn't be on it. And I know you're also a dad, Congressman.
I am. I'm a father, but also this gets down. I'm a libertarian by nature, so this is a hard vote. This isn't about banning TikTok. This is about ownership of the CCP of something that literally influences our children, can influence elections, has been designed to be addictive, is designed totally opposite of what it's designed in China to be, which is limited by time and content, where here it is literally used to undermine our children. I don't know how many hundreds of calls yesterday from children that were told by TikTok they need to call us. They call us, be irate, threaten suicide, threaten to work against us. This is literally manipulation by a communist government of our children. Think about it that way. We've already outlawed that China can't buy land here in America, and yet we want to allow 128 million people to be brainwashed by a communist government. It's not a First Amendment right, by the way. They are the most likely people to limit the First Amendment. If we said something against China, that would be outlawed. If they wanted to say something bad about us, that would be allowed. This is actually something that has nothing to do with the First Amendment, that has nothing to do with our freedoms, has to do with ownership and influence in the United States.
And also, we also point out, too, that China doesn't have this this version in their country. There's a reason why. And the vulnerabilities with our national security. With our wide open border, we don't really need another, do we? I have 10 seconds. Your thoughts on Ken Buck leaving next week. Are you disappointed?
Very disappointed. First of all, it puts the speaker in a bad position to get anything passed. It puts a couple races at odds. But I'm worried about our majority. This doesn't put us in a stronger place. This puts us in a worse place.
Well, Dr. and Congressman Richard McCormick of the Peach State, making a lot of news lately. Appreciate your time and your thoughtful comments on TikTok. We'll watch it as it progresses through the Senate now. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thanks.
Thanks. Don't